Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk about generic methods in C#. So I have a method here that gets the properties of an object and prints them out, and I am passing the current thread object to this method and getting the list of all the parameters. Let's run it and see how it works. As you can see, this is the list of all the properties of a current thread object. Now, let's talk about generic methods and how they can help us to make a better version of the same application. Generic methods are basically methods that accept generic parameters. In here, we have a swap method that swaps the value of two properties, and it doesn't matter what are the properties of these two types. As long as they match, the swap method is going to change them and replace them, and this is how it works. For this point in time, and the values are both integers, but they can be strings and booleans or even objects, and the swap doesn't care about that. This is a functionality that you see in many functional languages, but in a typed language, a strong typed language like C#, achieving it uses some special tools like this generic parameter. And so let's define a generic method for our application and see how we can improve it. Okay, I want to get the properties of an object of a type and list them. So let's add this one. We do not need this one anymore, and we go with type of here and type of and type of t and get the properties. So we do not need the instance. We can go with the type and like thread here, and that's it. Let's run the application again and we get the same result. So generic methods are methods that accept generic parameters, and whenever you are working with types rather than values, it can really help. Of course, you can improve it and add more constraints. For example, now I'm going to add a class object for a person, and I'm having an interface. So here I can add the var class var I person. I am missing the type here, so I'm basically telling this method that it can only accept types that derive from I person. So let's go back here and remove the thread and go with person. And now we can get the list of all the properties of person like this. So we can constrain what goes inside our method by using this var clause. You have seen these constraints in generic classes, but here we have generic methods, and you see this pattern used a lot in AutoMapper and Mapster, and they want to map values from one property to another property between objects, and they don't care what is the object, they only care about the properties. So this is the tool they use a lot. Thankfully this could help you understand what is happening inside AutoMapper or Mapster. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you soon.